All right, let's see. I'm
I'm just
recording.
wondering what Vinny's eating.
I don't know, mac and
Uh,
cheese.
Rigatoni.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, like Jeremy mentioned in the Facebook chat, so I haven't purchased Zoom like Pro yet. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure if this is what I want to continue using to record the stuff. So it cuts us off at 40 minutes. So right around time, I guess we can stop the recording and then restart it, and I'll just cut it together or whatever.
That's fine. Why all of a sudden are we not able to go?
It gives us a little bit of it gives us some weeks of playing around with it and extra time, and it just will
Oh,
warn
okay.
you saying you're about to run out of time. But what are you
The
saying,
first
Jeremy?
weeks are free, then it starts costing you,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how drugs work?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how my guy works.
All right, I'm rolling. Let's see. Wait, what is there? A TV in your background, Jeremy?
In the background,
Are you
no,
in the
that's probably the
family
kids
room?
downstairs.
Oh,
I'm upstairs.
you should tell them to shut the fuck up.
They're cooking. They're trying to make their own Chick-fil-A sandwiches down there.
Oh, that's not gonna work
Oh
out.
man,
Homemade pickles,
All right.
wow.
the whole thing.
All right. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a new episode of The Usual Saints. I'm Mike D here with Vinny and Jeremy. Saint is once again absent for work, but we do have a special surprise voicemail from him this week that we'll play. Guys, what's been going on in the past week? Anything besides the inauguration, which we'll get around to, but anything in your lives? Anything going on?
No, not as special. Had some job interviews. Of course, I'm still trying to get back into the workforce.
Right.
I've been door dashing, which has been pretty interesting. Um,
Why interesting?
you just never know who you're going to be delivering to. So,
Gotcha.
um, yeah, there's been a couple of characters, but you know,
You
it
haven't had
goes
a
with the.
you haven't had the opportunity like in the old maybe 80s movies or maybe the porno flicks where the lady opens the door, she's naked. Oh, hi, Vinny.
No, no, none of that's happened yet. I say
What
yet
about
because
guys?
you never know. Well, we won't go there.
Oh, okay.
That's a few
Been a
extra
couple.
bucks, man.
I know.
Yeah, it's a couple
Whatever you
extra
got to do.
dollars. Exactly.
These tips aren't going to come for no reason.
Daddy's got to pay the light bill.
You want
Hmm.
tips? You got to give the tip.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they tell me.
All
It's in their
right.
manual.
Jeremy, what about yourself?
My week's going okay. Nothing special.
Oh,
Uh,
there it is. There it is.
why are you wearing a
Oh,
garbage
sorry.
bag
There
for
it
a
is.
shirt this week?
Is
Uh,
that a grill cover?
just saying. One of us is going to watch our team play in a Super Bowl at home,
Yeah,
and it's not going to be either one of you.
Are you going to be off that day
this
or?
is true.
I am.
Oh, okay.
I
Wow.
am. I just looked.
Wonderful.
I just
Okay.
checked.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Worked out
Let's
right.
say go Bills, right, Vinny?
Oh, absolutely. Well, again,
I just got unfriended for making fun of the Bills on someone's Facebook page.
Yeah,
you're kidding.
I noticed you put that on the topic list. What happened, Jeremy?
So someone commented, hey, go Bills, or oh no, I'm sorry, they commented, I don't know what people say, but Brady's a good quarterback, and somebody else posted, well, yeah, I hope the Bills get to beat them, and my response was 0-5, and hey, that's slander. It's not slander if it's true. That's not
Right.
true. You played yourself. Well, that's a prophecy. And the response was, I don't have time for this. And all of a sudden, I can't see the post anymore because I've been unfriended.
Hmm.
Wow.
I thought that was a pretty lame and weak excuse, but what are you going to do?
Good
Yeah,
riddance.
I mean, usually I would think I would need to be way more myself to get unfriended, less filtered, but apparently that was it.
Yeah, they were just looking for a reason to dump you.
It didn't even channel my inner Mike and still got unfriended.
Jeremy's got a very unfriendable face, so I mean I get it, but whatever. It sounds
Right.
like a sounds like a pretty weak reason. I don't know. I mean,
Did you
I know.
rec-
I noticed you put, is it appropriate or is someone just being a little bitch? So, I mean, yeah, any other.
Well,
Tell us how you
well,
really feel.
I, I figure you would have some input on this, as I'm sure you've been unfriended and unfriended people before
Yeah, I had
when
to.
you get in your little tizzies.
No, well, no, not necessarily. I try to be very diplomatic about it. Like my cousin in Puerto Rico, he's like my oldest cousin. He's in his 50s, I guess. I don't know. He's the oldest one of us out of 8 or 10 or 12. I don't know how many there are. There's a bunch of us. And listen, I can deal with other people's political beliefs and everything like that, but he would make a point because he is so right wing, so conservative. And again, I can deal with that. Jeremy, you're right wing. We can just joke about it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, but anyway, he puts these posts on Facebook, like these comments on all my articles, just to like, it's just little things to trigger me and just annoy me, and like whatever, I'll just jab at him back. But then there was one about there's this, I guess, the largest voting day massacre in United States history occurred in Ocoee, up near Orlando, I guess. And I had no idea about that. And I'm like, why, living in Florida, have I never heard about this before? Was I not paying attention in U.S. history class? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I posted a CNN article about it. So he put something about how, oh, why does it have to be white privilege and racism and, you know, all this, if just because you don't know about it? It says it right there. There's a sign. He's basically pointing out that there's a sign in Ocoee for it. I'm like, that's not good enough. You know, like, I mean, this is the large, like, I forget how many black people were killed that day, but it was basically like the beginning of Watchmen in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where there was Black Wall Street and it just got totally demolished. That's basically what happened in Ocoee, which is only 100 miles from us. So I was just shocked that I didn't know about it. So at that point, you know, I just was like, it's not worth it being friends with him. I don't even talk to him, whatever. I'm still friends with his kids on there, his wife, but there gets a point where you just have to, you can mute him or you can unfriend him. And I'm just like, whatever, I'll just unfriend him. I don't have any reason for him to be on here if he's just going to do that stuff intentionally just to piss me off. Why am I going to let myself get stressed out about that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't even go there. I mean, as far as unfriending or anything. I mean, so what? I mean, it's Facebook. I know people are going to say shit. And I really don't care enough to unfriend them, because I'm sure I've been unfriended. But then again, I couldn't care less. It's Facebook.
I don't think I've unfriended anyone for something they've said online other than the girl that broke up with me by changing her status. Her I unfriended. I can't think of anybody else I did that to.
Who was that? I can't remember.
Don't worry about it.
I can tell you another story about another guy I unfriended. Jeremy, you actually know this person. I'm not going to name any names, but it's someone we both know. We play fantasy football with, and on Facebook, he's, I guess, one guy. He'll post his political beliefs and stuff on there, and again, he's a little conservative, stuff like that. But he also posts like family stuff and things like that. On his Twitter, which I think has the same name, same profile picture, same stuff like that, you know, he decides to be a little bit more himself with the politics, and so he'll jab at me with everything, you know, that he wants. And so he said one thing, and I called him a fascist or something like that, and I forget what he said, but then I posted, I think, like a post from Facebook where he basically said something that was that I was basically refuting with this post, and it had a picture of him and his daughter in it, like in the little icon, profile icon. I didn't think anything of it, and he like immediately went off on me, like, how dare you post that on Twitter? That's my daughter. Oh, that's not cool. So I was like, cool, whatever, fine. I deleted that, deleted him, done. I don't need all that. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I think we could probably hang out and get a beer when the world gets back to normal, but maybe not. It's just I don't need that anymore. Like, why do I have to put up with that? It's just annoying.
You know, the thing about social media, especially Facebook, is I mean, a lot of the people that I have as friends are just people I went to high school with back in the day. Yeah. I recognize their name or whatever, and we had a few laughs back in the day, and then, you know, you friend them, and then all of a sudden they turn out to be a total douche, you know. But, you know, I don't unfriend people. I don't care about people's political views. I don't get uptight about that. I'm not a real political person. You know, it is what it is, you know. So it doesn't bother me. Not enough to unfriend, or I don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook to begin with. I mean, I post my art or whatever, and you know, then I move on. But other than that, but you got to know what you're getting into. I mean, if you're friending people that you haven't seen in 30 years, there's a good chance they might have turned into an asshole. So But
Purchase might still be an asshole. I've known Mike almost 30 years.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Listen, I'll freely admit that I'm an asshole. That's my thing, and that's fine. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. That's fine.
We talked about that last week, the asshole tendencies. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Vinny, I know you were talking about, your DoorDash. By the way, I just tried DoorDash for the first time this week. Much better than Grubhub. I find it far superior. And I'm not sure why. They theoretically should offer the same service. But, honestly, last night our dinner was messed up from DoorDash, but it wasn't their fault. It was Ruby Tuesday's fault. And we got that meal comped. So, but, the food's actually warm when it gets there. It gets there on time. They deliver later at night.
I don't know what
I would think that's more the driver than the company, but
well, I don't know what Grubhub sends their people as far as swag, like thermal bags and stuff like that to carry the food in. Because when I first signed up, I didn't have any of that stuff. DoorDash wouldn't send me any of that stuff until I actually did some deliveries. They won't just send you that type of stuff unless you actually do it. So I had to wait. I had to wait a week until I got like a thermal bag, and like a red. They call it a red card, where you can actually pay for their stuff if need be, just stuff like that. So yeah, if you got a thermal bag, as soon as you pick the stuff up, you just throw it right in there, and keeps it nice and warm or keeps it cool, whatever it is. So I don't know what Grubhub. I would assume that Grubhub would have something like that to give their people. But I could understand being cold, your food being cold, especially this time of year when you walk it from your car to their door and it's 32 degrees outside,
Yeah, but this is Florida, man. They don't have that excuse down here.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, your shit, you got to worry about shit being melted by the time it gets to you.
Ruby Tuesdays is 20 minutes from your house. I can understand it being a little cold.
Well, cold wasn't the thing last night. We didn't get the breadstick appetizer we ordered, so that's just like one item completely just missing from the order. And then both my parents' cheeseburgers turned out to just be hamburgers. For some reason, the cheese just was not put on them. Everything else was right. But, I called. I was like, this isn't really cool. And then the manager basically said, oh, well, I can refund that for you. And basically she said, if I refund that, I'm just going to refund the whole thing, because I'm not going to bother just refunding breadsticks, or I can buy your meal next time you come. And I said, honestly, last time I was at your restaurant, you guys weren't social distancing, and I get you don't have to anymore according to Florida law, but I don't want to be sat right next to someone else when the entire rest of the restaurant is empty, so I'm not really planning on coming back anytime soon. So she theoretically comped us, and then DoorDash also gave us like a $25 credit for the experience. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was nice,
Yeah. I don't, as far as getting the orders right and stuff like that, I don't open their bags and shit and go through their food
of course,
to see if it's all there. I just pick it up. Is it here? Yes. Okay, bye. And
so
if
Vinny,
it's not there, it's on them.
What is the male version of a Karen, just so I know what to call Mike from now on?
Is it a Ken?
I
don't know.
Let me Google it.
You can call me whatever the fuck you want, but if my shit's wrong, I'm going to say something, okay?
Whatever you say, Karen.
But I'm not out like, if there's a black guy in front of my house, I'm not like, oh, God, and I don't go out and confront him and get recorded and put on the internet. Sorry, that's just not what I'm doing. That's not my thing. So
no,
you can call me.
You would do that if it was a right-wing person. Just because of your politics
possibly.
doesn't mean you can't be a Karen.
If they got a Trump sign in front of my house, but as long as they're on the street, I guess I got no say. I just hit them with my car.
There you go.
I thought you guys didn't like when people get hit by cars. I'm confused now.
What? Are you talking about
people in the street? I thought you guys didn't like when they get hit by cars.
Are you talking about that cop thing that just happened?
No. The protesters in the middle of the highway, they got run over.
Oh, well, that was a semi truck. That's just an idiot. So.
Yeah.
Well, the person standing in the highway, I agree completely.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. Hey.
The highway was shut down, though. It's not like it was open and there was one guy in the lane. Like, literally, it was full of people.
Gotta tell you, if someone comes up and starts hitting my car, I'm probably hitting the gas to get out of there too.
Yeah, just saying. All
right. Well, let's see. Oh,
not gonna wait around to see how mad they are.
As you guys as you guys can probably tell, my house is now theoretically COVID-free according to CVS. So yay!
Theoretically.
Yeah, well, I tested myself and the wife and the kid, and so we're good to go. So we had Christmas yesterday with my parents. They
Oh,
came
you're kidding.
over.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Wow.
finally did all
We
our
still
stuff.
haven't done Christmas.
You're set up at your house. Why haven't you done it?
Well, we were gonna do Christmas and have a nice Christmas breakfast this week, and the people showed up to bring our dining room table finally a month after it was supposed to be here, and they're bringing it in, and I'm like, that's not my table. No, this is what you ordered. No, my table has 2 leaves in. Oh, the leaves are right here, man. That's not my table. It's the wrong shape. It's the wrong size. It's the wrong color. This is what we ordered. Oh well, no, this is yours. Dude, it's not my table. Take that shit back.
Who'd you get it from?
Ashley, I think.
Oh,
Ashley or
Ashley.
City, one or the other.
Ooh,
I
look
mean-
at you la-di-da with the Ashley furniture. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I don't know if
room
that
to
would call
go.
that la-di-da. That was the cheapest place we found. Some of the places we went and looked, that shit was crazy expensive.
Really?
Holy
Yeah, it is,
crap,
man.
furniture costs too much money.
You ever see the commercial for that sectional couch that they put together? And
Yes. Yeah,
that freaking thing is so expensive. When
it's
I
like
looked
$6
it up,
grand.
Yeah,
I thought it
it's
was cool. I'm
ridiculous.
like, hey, we can get that for the kids' playroom.
I
No,
thought
that's
the
like
sa-
$6 grand.
yeah, I thought the same thing. It'd be great. You could move it around. You could, put as many pieces out as you want or whatever. And then I started looking at the prices, and it was like, if you got everything that they offer for that package, it's damn near close to $8 grand, let
Yep.
alone 6. So unbelievable.
You
Furniture
talk
is just ridiculous.
you talk about me having too much time on my hands, and you guys are watching commercials. I've never seen this commercial you're talking about. I watch WandaVision. I say, hey guys, we should watch WandaVision. And Vinny's like, oh, you got too much time on your hands.
That's right. Hey, I saw the commercial in the heat of the night. All right, so leave me alone.
In the Heat of the Night, the old show, the movie, what was it?
Yeah, the show. No,
Okay.
the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I guess we should touch. Well, no, it's not. It's on probably somewhere. He's probably watching like what?
WGN.
There you go. Is that out of Atlanta?
No, Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk a little bit about the inauguration. Did any of you guys watch it? This is the first time I've ever watched it. So it was interesting. I was surprised that nothing happened, but I guess happy that nothing happened.
Jesus. Well, they had
How does that work?
They had the whole army there. What is possibly
Yeah.
going to happen?
They had so
And-
many people they couldn't even put them up in a hotel. They were in parking garages and
Yeah, tents all
no
over the place.
bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the hotels were shut down, right? They weren't taking any reservations. Maybe they were taking government reservations. I'm not sure, but
Maybe they should have planned
not
for
sure.
that when they called the National Guard in, where they were going to have them sleep. Maybe.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
if you
Logistics.
crazies,
Nobody checked out the logistics for that.
if you crazies hadn't invaded the Capitol 2 weeks prior, Jeremy, then we probably wouldn't have had to do what they did.
I'm still just surprised they called in the National Guard since they were so against it when there was riots all summer.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
What?
Well,
that's
well,
that's up to a state, and it wasn't really
we had
federal.
National Guard here.
buildings.
We had National Guard here
Yes,
in Atlanta.
it was federal buildings, and they still didn't want them there.
Do you hear Vinny? Vinny says that Keisha, what's her name? Not Knight Pullum. What's her
Bottoms.
name? Keisha
Bottoms.
Bottoms.
Keisha Lance Bottoms, yeah.
she got the
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
National Guard.
She got National Guard. Yeah. Well, they were sitting around doing nothing anyway, so hey, bring them on over. But yeah, no, I didn't see any of the actual inauguration. Of course, I saw highlights and stuff like that. But other than that, no, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Mike,
just wanted-
I got a question for you. So, are you happy with anything? Or are you happy with everything that President Biden's done so far?
I think so. Everything I've seen. What shouldn't I be happy with? Go ahead and throw something specific at me.
No, I just don't know how rose-colored the glasses are.
Well, I
Just
could take the
trying-
glasses off and they'd still be the same opinion, buddy.
Oh, okay. I just can't imagine that everything a politician does to agree with or
No, I mean,
disagree with. There's some things I think won't be bad, but then there's a lot of things I don't think will be good. I'm just curious if you're just blindly agreeing with everything they do, or if you
No,
disagree with any of the
I
decisions
don't.
so
I
far.
would if I did, but I don't. He's reversing almost everything Trump's done that was pretty bad, like the Paris Climate Accords and the transgender military ban and all that
He
kind of
hasn't done
stuff.
that one yet.
He just did it. I saw the look at your phone.
Did he?
It's a push alert. So he's supposed to do it. But I mean, I'm not blind like that. Like, there's some stuff, probably I'd have to probably go back to Clinton. Like, I think even Obama, like, there's some things like all the deportations that I guess happened on his watch. I know some are necessary, but like, I don't feel like all are necessary. I'm a big proponent of getting people here as legally and as fast as possible, not take 10 years to get them in. Why not? Like, I mean, I wish it was as easy to go to a different country. Like, I wish, like, I could move to Ireland without a work visa and just be able to, like, immigrate, there. But, that's just an example. Or Australia. Australia is probably a better one. I really like Australia. But you need work visas and all that kind of stuff.
Why don't you think they let you just immigrate?
I don't think I can. It depends on the country, obviously. It depends on their
Yeah,
policies.
but why do you?
Everything.
No,
Well,
you're right. You can't.
No, but I mean, well, are you trying to what? Because I'm a terrorist? What are you saying?
No, you can't just emigrate to Australia unless you have a sponsor and a job.
Yeah, and that's the problem. So like, but if people are escaping, like, what is it, Honduras or Colombia or Ecuador, where all this violence is, and they're getting turned back at the border, like when they're literally trying to escape gangs and things like that, like, why would you turn them away? That's the biggest thing for me. Like, I don't want murderers here and things like that. If someone's a murderer, but like, how many people are going to be murderers out of the people who are coming to this country? People aren't coming to this country to murder. Yeah, well,
how are you going to know?
Exactly. That's a risk, I guess, you'd have to take.
That's why there's supposed to be a process and not just show up at the border, because you can't know who's showing up.
I get it. I just wish it was more expanded and it was better. I wish a lot of things were better. This country is far from perfect.
I just wish it was more efficient. More efficient would be the word, really. I mean, I don't mind people coming in, but there should be a vetting. That you could somewhat see if somebody's going to be a problem when they come in.
And if you didn't have to spend so much on enforcement for those that are getting over illegally, maybe you could spend more on the process and have it be more efficient.
Yeah, your brother, I agree with that as well. Yeah, definitely.
We're just going to go back and forth on this because it's like, I think we're agreeing but disagreeing because the process sucks and it's not going to change.
Well, we agree that the process sucks. And so let's talk about boobs or something.
Speaking of that, so my wife listened to the podcast actually for the first time last week, and she heard the whole washing the balls thing.
Oh, wonderful.
That was funny.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she said she's had to skip past our political talk because she says she's tired of just hearing it from, like, in general, so like not just from us. But I was happy. Yeah. I was happy she actually listened to it. She actually said we're pretty good. She said we have good chemistry, the three of us. She hasn't even heard a Saints show yet, so.
Oh,
I'm tired of hearing your political talk too, if it helps.
I know you are, but it's a big part of what's going on in the news and everything like that. And we can't be totally, we can't ignore politics because next week's guest is going to be state representative from Florida, Anna Escamani. We're going to interview her this Friday, so that's a little teaser for any listeners. We'll have 15 minutes with her. If you guys have any questions, comments, or topics you want us to cover with her, you got to call the voicemail or email or let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to ask her a few questions. And
they can send us questions as well. Send us questions to ask her. Yeah,
exactly.
That'd be great.
So we'll see how that goes. That should be fun. I've met her a few times. She's a cool person. Let's see. So, Jeremy, what's up with this this drug test scary? What is this? What's going on with you?
All right.
What's going on at work? Is it work?
I don't know about your employment. Mine, I'm subject to random drug tests anytime I'm at work, and every year or two I get drug tested just when I go for my physical, but I can be tested anytime. And with the legalization of medical marijuana in Florida, dispensaries, it's not just selling joints. It's easy not to smoke a joint. There's creams and rubs, and people get just a cream to put on their rub on their skin with THC in it. That person doing that walks out of their house and shakes my hand. Am I going to pop positive for a test? If it becomes recreationally legal, do I have to worry about going to someone's house and having a brownie? Because now I could lose my job over having, interaction with someone that I don't know very well.
I think that's a little far fetched. I mean, given I know we're not going to address specifically jobs because I don't want mine. I'm sure you don't want yours or anything. But
That's right.
that's right. I mean, listen, is it in the their bylaws or whatever that if you pop positive once you're gone?
That is the current policy where I work. Yes.
They don't accept an explanation. They don't retest you. Nothing like that.
You might be able to fight.
Well, that's the point. That's I guess what I'm kind of worried about is they haven't, came out with a policy with it being legalized so many places, and people will be able to vape and, like I said, have lotions and stuff that have it in it.
Well, they should sit down and consider it. I mean, they should.
There
consider
could be a transfer. It happens that I don't know about. I mean, I know guys I work with have been worried about going to concerts because certain concerts, like what was it? Used to be the Baker, not the Bake Fest or Buzz.
The Buzz Bake Sale. Yeah, I was at the Buzz Bake Sale, and
you go there. The smell is very prevalent, and they say secondhand you're not gonna pop positive, but it's got to be scary when you can lose a good job when you're not the one actually doing something wrong.
Yeah, but are you in a union?
I am.
So they should probably be able to fight for you there a little bit. No, but they
should be able to fight with it.
It's federally regulated.
Yeah, but
at least they'd be able to go to bat for you and give them an explanation as to why. I
was actually thinking of talking to the union and saying, hey, have you guys thought about having this conversation with the company? We're saying, hey, we got to find a way to prove that this guy doesn't sit here and use drugs all the time, whether it's a hair test or something else.
Right.
If somebody gets a transfer positive.
I mean,
I'd bring it up to them. Why not? I mean, what would it hurt?
I'm not an expert on drugs or anything like that, but I have, and especially with medical marijuana, I have to think that the transfer from a cream or lotion, if that was even a thing that they put on their hands, I have to feel like it's probably low right now. But anyway, you shouldn't be shaking hands with anyone with COVID going around anyway.
I'm not to the extreme as if someone doesn't wash their damn hands and uses a doorknob, it's still there. But I know for a fact they do make a cream or lotion or cream or whatever. I've seen it. I know people that use it. So
it's high in THC.
I don't know what the concentration is. I haven't asked, but any is too much. For me.
Just don't touch your wife after she puts it on, and you'll be good to go.
It's not her. Well, she has applied it for someone else, but she isn't the one using it that I know of. She was applying it for someone else, but still, I mean, even when she was doing that, I was, somewhat freaked out and wanting her to make sure she washed her hands really well when she was done. And
I wonder how long
didn't get the concept.
I wonder how long it stays in the system, in your system. Either the person who's using it or if you come in contact with it,
I assume it's testable the same length as, someone who smokes pot on a urine test or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know those details.
That's the problem for me. That's why it's scary because I know I'm not going to smoke a joint.
Right.
This other stuff I don't have as much control over.
Well, I mean,
and I know most people I work with will not go out and have snacks or whatever at somebody they don't know's house or for fear that somebody thought it would be funny to make pot brownies. They want to know where their food's coming from. Which sounds paranoid, but
we're in our 40s and 50s. If someone thinks it's funny to make pot brownies, I mean, I think we're past that point. I don't know.
There are stupid people out there.
Well, I mean, Mike, when I worked at WSB, everybody was half my age. So that doesn't, that wouldn't surprise me in the least if some moron brought in pot brownies.
Well, having known Jeremy for 26 years now, he's always been a little bit of a worrywart, but, I get it. I understand. I get what you're saying about the job, so it's a valid thing.
It's going to be okay, Jeremy. If we were COVID free, I'd hug it out with you right now. But...
I'm good.
All right, good.
Did you guys see that article about that congressman trying to bring the gun onto the Congress floor? What do you guys have to say about that? I mean, I read the details in the article say that apparently in the in their office they're allowed to carry it and things like that. I
Just not
think
on the
Washington,
floor.
yeah, just not on the floor. So
Right.
there's people like actively trying to avoid go through the metal detectors. Like, why? Why is it such a big deal? This shouldn't even be a political thing. Like, it's a security thing. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal.
Well,
I think they're trying to make the point that the security was lacking, and they want their own
right,
protection.
right.
It was,
Right.
but they put what do they call them, magnetometers in place, and they upped
Right.
the security, and they put velvet ropes to guide everyone to the magnetometers. And this guy walks through. Yeah, I know. Why can't they just say metal detectors? But whatever. I mean, this guy walks through knowing he's got a gun in his fucking in his holster in his
I
jacket.
know.
Like, what's the deal? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't.
Now, have they said whether he meant to?
No, there's an investigation. So, but I mean, come on. I've never carried a gun. I'm not a gun owner.
Yeah.
I don't have a concealed carry. I feel like I would know if I had it. It's not like you left it in your purse. You have it hanging from a holster.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know. Okay.
Right. Right.
Multiple people have. I've known multiple people who have been fired because they forgot it was in the bag they brought into work that day. They used that bag when they went to the range and forgot it in there.
Yeah. And I can see if you're carrying in a case or something like that, or your bag, backpack or whatever. If you got it strapped to your side or shoulder holster, yeah, you got to kind of remember that you got it on you. But,
Yeah. That's kind of my thinking right there.
I mean, I see where the guy's coming from as far as bringing a gun to the Senate floor, considering, the things that happened, just not long ago. But, I mean, if they've upped security, and the rules are no firearms on the Senate floor, then, well, I guess you got to abide by that. So.
All right. Well, this is going to be our break point because we got a minute left. So I'm going to kill the session, restart the session so you guys will have to join again. Should be the same link because it's my private meeting thing. And when we get back, we can play Saint's voicemail and comment on that.
Beautiful.
That's if you can figure it out this time.
All right. So speaking of guys that are not on the show at the moment, we have Saint, which I brought up at the beginning of the podcast. He called in and left a voicemail, so I thought that we should play that and see what he has to say. All right, let's give it a go.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Saint reporting in from the great up north. Just spent the past 8 days steaming up to Alaska from Seattle on a fishing boat. When they say it was a pleasant ride, but it was rough weather the whole way. Almost the entire crew was seasick the entire time, but we finally made it up here. Haven't got a chance to listen to the last podcast, but just wanted to have you guys take on the inauguration. Got up here, was able to get on some Wi-Fi and see, the inauguration go pretty smooth. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris take the oath of office. No riots, no insurrections, no assassinations, nothing like that. So I guess everything went pretty well. Seemed like the inaugural ball was a pretty interesting show too. Biden signing tons of executive orders, basically trying to rewind all the things that our former president did, trying to get things back to, I guess, the Obama administration neutral. But besides that, I guess my main question for you guys this week would be, how many inaugurations have you guys seen? Is it something you care about? And is this like the first inauguration that you've really taken interest to?
Probably should have played this in
I remember watching Obama's inauguration, and, I'll admit, him being the first black president was really got me interested in seeing the specter of it, seeing how many people showed up. Wish I could have made it, but I was all the way in Seattle, so. But, just your thoughts on inaugurations in general, the transfer of power, what we can expect of the next administration, and, lastly, what we got coming up for the football weekend. Drew Brees kind of wet the bed a little bit, Ole Miss style. Tom Brady going into another conference championship. Even though I think Kansas City, long as Patrick Mahomes is healthy, he's gonna. I think my money's still on Kansas City to win the whole thing. But I'll try to keep in touch, try to download every podcast we can, and try to keep reports of anything interesting happens from up here. It's cold in Alaska, not as cold as I thought it'd be. It's in like high 30s right now, so not too bad. But the weather's supposed to get a little worse, so hopefully the fishing stays pretty cool. But that's it for me. You guys keep doing your thing, and again, thank you all the listeners, and I'll keep sending reports from the Great Up North. All right, Saint out.
So I think we should learn a lesson from that. We should probably play that at the top of the show. Sorry, Saint.
Yeah.
I assumed you had listened to it already and knew what he was going to say.
I knew a little bit, but I didn't listen to the whole thing because I thought it would be better to talk about it and listen to it at the top of the show and get everyone's reaction.
Let's go ahead and preview that ahead of time next time.
No preview
I think we've already
next time.
covered every topic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna play it up front next time. We're like, all right, we got Saint's thing. We're gonna that way we'll know what to cover. My bad, sorry, Saint. We did cover most of the things. Regarding the transfer of power, I think Trump's a dick for not showing up at Biden's inauguration. First president in 152 years not to do that, but whatever. I think we already touched on that.
Would you want him there?
No.
No, I really wouldn't, but at the same time, like, it's tradition. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, him being there, he's just making a spectacle all about him. So
let's face it, he wasn't really the traditional president. So him not being there, I wasn't losing any sleep over it. Yeah, it was a dick move by a dick guy. So it didn't surprise me.
And speaking of football, I know we touched on it a little bit earlier. I'm looking at the score now. I was heavily expecting Buffalo to be in the lead still, but no, Patrick Mahomes has worked his magic, and he's in the lead in the third.
Me and Jeremy were talking about that while you were.
They look like they're about to score again, too.
Yeah. It's hard to stop that offense once it gets rolling.
I don't know.
Hill is just killing them. They can't stop them.
Yeah. I was looking forward to
touchdown Kansas City.
There you go.
It just happened. Yeah. Well, that sucks. That means Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown will both be at the Super Bowl probably. But
exactly.
Hopefully, Brown needs to get healthy again. He didn't play today.
Let's see if he can rape a few more women on his way to Tampa.
Oh wow! Ouch!
Whoa! Don't you own a Roethlisberger jersey? Are you serious right now?
I was going to say, Mike, why did you go there? You knew Jeremy was going to hop all over that shit.
I knew he was going to, but listen, again, Roethlisberger's never been charged. Antonio Brown has been charged. I don't know.
Has he been charged? Not convicted, though.
There were some sexual assaults, and maybe it was civil cases. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's Saint. Like I said, next time, sorry, Saint, we'll play that at the top of the show, and that'll give us things to work off of. I didn't even think about it.
One of his questions was, had we ever watched the other inaugurations?
Yeah.
What about you guys? No. Yeah.
No. Like I said, this is my first time ever watching one, just because I wanted to see if anything did go down. I wanted to see if it happened live, So. Right.
Yeah. No, I've never sat through an inauguration.
I was working, but I wouldn't have watched it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I tuned in a little bit on the Trump one just because it was so ridiculous. But other than that, not really.
But it was actually a really good. Biden had a good speech, and that's not me being biased. Like, he's talking about unity and things like that, and I think I think he means it, because that's what everyone's talking about. Even Ted Cruz getting into a Twitter fight with Seth Rogen, ridiculous.
So you mean when they said today, we don't care if the Republicans don't want to do this, we're doing it anyway? That's the unity you're talking about?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how the Senate's operated the past 2, 3, 4 years. So hey, fuck them if that's what it takes
But you said it's all about unity.
But see, the Trump heads.
So where'd the unity go in 2 days?
The Trump heads are so idiotic and so out there. Like, I don't care about them at this point. If they want to get back to a nice, normal Chris Christie kind of conservative or something like that. You know, even the Marco Rubios, take him, fuck him, get him out of here. I hate Marco Rubio. But you know, get me a normal.
So do you have the same problem with some of the left people?
Give me an example.
For sure.
I don't know.
Look,
Mike didn't say yes.
No, wait.
Mike
Would you?
AOC?
Did I freeze
Mike
again?
conveniently froze up. Just for
No,
a
you're
second.
there.
Okay. No. Did you say an example? I didn't hear your example.
AOC.
Oh no, she's progressive. I like her stances on most things. So yeah.
See, and most people would have the same opinion of her as you do of the far right, or of the right at all, apparently.
You know.
Yeah,
The Republicans, listen,
can't be fiscal conservative in your world. I understand.
Let's face it. There's gonna be bipartisanship forever.
No,
Yeah.
you can be a fiscal conservative. I have no problem with that. But at the same time, I'm about helping people. I don't mind giving money in my taxes to help homeless
No,
people
hey,
or help.
You know
others.
what?
That's the whole
Don't
thing.
wait for the taxes then. Just go ahead and give money now.
Yeah, give money, Mike.
I don't have the money, Mr. Six Figures. I don't have that kind of income.
Yeah.
I love the people that are like, I'm willing to pay more taxes. Just give the money away now then. Don't wait for the taxes. Help. Why are you
No.
not helping already?
It comes out of my taxes, out of my paycheck. I don't give a shit. If I don't see it, I don't mind. As long as it's not affecting me, like in my ability to live, and I can help someone else out by giving 10, 20, 30 bucks a paycheck, I don't care. Go ahead, fuck them.
Yeah.
If everyone in the country did that,
quite that much.
if everyone in the country did that, we'd be a lot better off. But it's not like that. So
If we stopped giving stuff for free to people who don't need it or deserve it, that would help too.
that sounds racist.
Racist.
Did I mention race at all? I said
But
people.
Mike just wants to get into race. That's it. That was your springboard into racism.
I wanted to see Jeremy's eyes pop when I said that. Plus, anytime I can, I feel kind of bad because my daughter's picked up on the habit too. Like if I can make the joke and just drop like, oh, that's racist kind of thing. Like anything my parents say, and so my daughter has gotten into it, laughs at it too, because we think it's funny to laugh at racists, but it's just casual humor, not in my family.
It's always a casual humor thing until buildings are burning, cops are getting shot. Yeah.
I don't want any cops to get shot. Nothing like that. I'm not that far left, Jeremy, if that's what you're asking.
You're not a militant? You're not militant yet?
No. Oh, geez. Talking about push alerts, Sarah Sanders just announced she's running for Arkansas governor. Oh my God, dude. I don't need to see her for another 4 years as governor or whatever. No, thank you. It's bad enough.
You see the Arkansas governor a lot, do you?
No, well, listen. You see governors of states. You know who Gavin Newsom is. I forget the Texas governor. You see, Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. Are you serious?
California. Yeah. I'm good not knowing anything about California politics.
You got our dipshit governor who doesn't know his ass from his elbow. And so
What has he done that you don't like lately?
he started out great. He started out when he first. I did not want to like him because I was an Andrew Gillum supporter. But he started out great. Yeah. Listen, we can talk about that if you want. I got no problem with what the guy does in his spare time as long as it's not affecting anything. But
The crack might have been a problem.
it wasn't crack though. I thought it was. Saint said it was meth. I don't know what it was.
Either way. Sorry, much better. Meth is much better. Sitting in meetings, scratching his arm.
Yeah.
Did he test for anything, or was it just found in the room he was in with that guy?
Oh, it's just
okay. Now you want to do semantics. Okay.
I just want to know if he tested
on.
positive for it. That's all. Anyway, no, DeSantis started out okay.
And
like
Biden's son didn't inhale. Don't worry about it.
Well, he could have. I don't know. No, he started out okay. Like he started out with like helping teachers and other things. I can't remember specifically because this is kind of improv. We haven't talked about this topic, but then like the more Trumpian he became, the more annoying it just was. And I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Like I wasn't that way with like Bush or the last Bush. Before that, I didn't really pay attention. But I mean, this guy is just crazy. Even Rick Scott, he was bearable, I guess. But then now that he's a senator, like, nah, he's a total dipshit now. So I don't know. But that'd be great if we got him on the show.
Who, Rick Scott?
Yeah, right. I have a picture.
I don't think that's happening.
I have a picture with him. He came to interview at a TV station I used to work at, and I was working mornings, and they made me take a picture with him. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And they're like, ah, come on, Mike. I'm like, So I got kind of forced into a picture with him, but that's fine. All right. Well, we have a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about, but I think we should save it for next week. I wanted to talk about death, but we always wind up getting sidetracked. But now that
death's getting a bad rap, man.
What about death is it you want to talk about? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, we can talk about it, but we got. All right. I just want to talk about.
Just for next week. What do you want to talk about?
No, I just I have a rather severe fear of death, and so if I start thinking about it at all at night, I get all fucked up and I can't sleep, and so it's a big problem for me. Yeah. So
look at it this way. Look at it this way, Mike. Did you know what was going on before you were born?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. When you were in the womb, did you know what was happening? Did you know you were going to be alive?
No.
Okay, so when you're dead, who the fuck cares? You're not going to know then either.
But it's so scary, the unknown. Like, because I'm not a big, I guess I'm agnostic probably, raised Catholic till I reach the age of reason, as the famous George Carlin quote goes.
Exactly.
It's just the unknown of what lies out there, if anything. And it's probably nothing. It's probably going to be in the ground to get eaten by worms or whatever, and that sucks. Right. And so it's hard to for the human mind to think about that kind of thing.
That's why people create those things as far as afterlife and reincarnation and spirit worlds and ghosts and things like that, because they're afraid of death. They don't want it to just end. They want to believe that you can continue on in another, I don't know, dimension, realm, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of that stuff about afterlife and stuff has all been created to put people's minds at ease. Oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to go to heaven, everything's going to be better, and blah, blah, blah. We're going to a better place and all that. Little do they know they probably end up in a DMV line for the rest of their life, rest of eternity. So, but yeah, I mean, I've struggled with my faith my whole life. I grew up Catholic too. Went to Catholic school for 9 years and blah, 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 blah. Sunday churches, Friday church, all the sacraments, whatever. And of course, when you're a young kid and this is being taught to you, of course you believe it because that's all you know. But then when you get out in the real world and you can go on and all this shit happens, bad things around every corner, you start to question these things. So I am a proponent of believing that people create these afterlife things simply because they're afraid to die and they don't want to face, the fact that that's all there is your 75 years of whatever, and then, your fertilizer. So, but
no, and
that's just an opinion, of course.
No, I totally agree with that. But my thing is, I believe in ghosts. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen a ghost in the past, like whether it's some kind of residual kind of thing, that just some kind of spirit energy, because we all know, well, I think we all know, energy. Geez, your family is so loud, Jeremy.
I know. I live here, trust me.
No, so energy, Jeremy, you're a physics major, you can speak to this. It can't be eliminated, right? So when you die, where does that energy go? Is that your spirit?
Destroyed, yeah.
Yeah, so where's that? Is that what I saw in New York when I was a kid and saw something out of my peripheral vision floating, down the hallway, not like a ghost, not like a man or anything like that. It's just a few years later, me and my brother and my mom were talking about it, and we all recalled the same exact thing. We would be sitting in our living room, and out of our peripheral vision, we could see something down the hallway in our house in New York. And so it's just weird that all of us saw that and recounted it down in Florida in a random conversation. And so that's my thing. I have struggles with that. And then, obviously I would like for things to be there, but it's just, I don't know. And again, that goes back to the unknown.
Are you really just worried that there's ghosts because they might be, watching you have some alone time and you're a little bit worried about the audience?
No, I apologize to my relatives and everything all the time. I'm sorry if you're seeing this.
You don't know how hard it was for me to listen to this serious discussion about death when you both are admitting to being Catholic schoolboys. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was not a Catholic schoolboy. I was raised
Catholic.
No, the priests weren't interested? All right, never mind.
I never had that kind of experience, so sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, a couple priests still
being
call
quiet
me.
On the subject.
They keep calling me. They keep calling me, but I don't answer.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's a good place to end the show. We got the death conversation in. That's good. We can kick that off the list.
Death is always a good place to stop.
we can move on to something else on the list. There's quite a few things.
But we only have so much time, Jeremy, and that's the thing.
We got to get into road rage next week.
Do you want to talk about road rage?
God,
no, we can do that next week.
Are you sure? Is it going to enrage you if we wait a week to talk about your road rage issues?
It's not just mine. We need to talk it out. That's all.
Absolutely. That's why we're here, to talk it out. All right.
We'll talk about it next week. Guys, anything you want to end the show with, or are we good? I think the death, like I said, I think that was a really good way to end it. Good capper. I'm actually probably not gonna. I'm probably not gonna ask the whole. Do we have anything else that we need to talk about? Thing, because I think we all know and we get everything out ahead of time. I think we're good. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Well, whatever. Do you have anything, Jeremy? I'm not trying to cut you off. This is an open forum. Okay.
No, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that corny intro outro with your puking voice that you do each time.
My puking voice. What the fuck does that mean?
This is Mike, and how's it doing today?
I don't remember ever saying that. I say welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Mike.
That's the voice. Yeah, that's the voice.
That's not a pukey voice. You're a pukey.
Welcome.
Yeah, you sound like you're doing a top 40 on some pop station in the Midwest.
I wish that'd be good. I don't want to move to the Midwest though.
No, Casey Kasem I liked. Mike's voice I don't.
You don't like me as a person?
No, the voice.
Okay, thank you. All right. Anyway, if you are listening and want to call and leave a voicemail like Saints that you heard earlier, you can call us at 240-724-6877. That's 240-SAINTS with 3 S's, the 2 at the end of the name. You can email us at usualsaints@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at TheUsualSaints. Got some more advertising out there. We'd love if you spread the word. Call us with a comment, topic, question. Like I said, we have our interview with State Representative this week, so that's a big one. That's our first interview. But that's it for this week. For the Usual Saints, I'm Mike D. That was Jeremy and Vinny right there. And we thank you for listening.
And Saint on the phone.
Yeah, Saint was on the phone. He killed it. Jeremy fucking killed it. He interrupted my outro, but that's fine. Everyone have a great week.
I might do that on purpose from now on.
Everyone have a great week. I'm going to edit Jeremy out of the podcast entirely, and we will see you next week.
Peace.